Thank you guys for watching this and tuning in. I'm gonna do I guess not really a reaction video, but kind of like my afterthought on this NASCAR Bush Clash race from yesterday. It was a pretty crazy race, though. The first half of this race was kind of it was all right. There's a lot of strategy being played, but it was more of a let's be conservative and let's race the first 50 laps and then we'll kind of duke it out at the end, which is pretty smart, I guess. But with it being a Bush Clash race, not having any points matter or this having any effect on the rest of the season, I just thought that from lap 1 to lap 75 it would be intense racing all the way to the end, you know. So but yeah, the first half of this race was pretty calm, pretty simple. Um, yeah, the Chevy boys would hook up. They would have their own strategy though. Early in this race, really they were so conservative they almost lost them this race, which actually they still ended up losing the race. None of the Chevy guys won, but they literally almost cost them chances of winning with their strategy, which we'll get to the point of that later in the race or in this video. But so yeah, they got hooked together early in this race, ran in a line. So they would after about let's see, I mean it's already lap 2 and they're already single file from what this is showing me. So yeah, they would run single file for about 50 laps, pretty much most of the race. They were really conservative. They just, like I said, didn't want to wreck. So the Chevy guys would get hooked up and would team up together. They had this strategy to where they wanted it to make it on a one-stop race, and so they pitted when there was a caution that came out for something. I think it was the mandatory caution they had. So they threw that caution out, and then the Chevy guys would come in and top off before the green flag. And so they were trying to make it to the end of the race before that, they would try to make it to the end of the race pretty much. And they would almost cost them. The Fords and the Toyotas would pit, and they would have a line of cars with 6 cars or whatever. And they would go and chase down the Chevys as the Chevy guys. So everyone that was in the Chevy group, they were running running half throttle, if not a little bit more. They were trying to save as much gas as possible. So these Toyotas and the Fords would end up catching the Chevys and end up passing them, and that's when things got crazy. It was more of a, all right, we got to lap 50. We got about 25, 30 laps to go. It's time to get aggressive, and that ended up causing the big wreck between Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Joey Logano was pulling off pretty big aggressive blocks, and people were saying it's Kyle Busch's fault. Brad Keselowski says it's Joey Logano's fault, saying that he's being dumb, pulling off the stupid blocks. And so, I mean, Kyle Busch has a right to pull off a block or to pull off a move. But Joey Logano has to kind of, realize maybe, am I, or do you think I can pull this move off without wrecking myself? And I mean, it happens all so quick. It's Daytona. It's a really fast racetrack. You really don't have much time to react. So Joey Logano didn't really think about it. He just did it, and so he just pretty much tried coming down in front of Kyle Busch and trying to put the block on him, and got a good amount of guys wrecked. So that was the first wreck of the race, and then a restart with 72 laps to go of 75. So about this one, so when that first wreck happened with Kyle Busch and all these guys, we had a long green flag. I think they red flagged it. I don't know. I think it was just a caution lap, so they wasted a bunch of caution laps, which made me mad. But so yeah, they had a wreck. So remember there was a lot of the Chevys that stayed out, or the guys that stayed out in that green flag run that tried to make it all the way on fuel. I think they stayed out on this restart, and you saw Ryan Newman spun his tires or whatever, and I think William Byron spun his tires too, and it like according and affect the whole field, and everyone started running the back of everyone and just started hitting everyone. And so I think that's what caused that wreck was because of people staying out and having older tires on their cars, so they just didn't get a good jump. So yeah, that's how that happened. Took out a lot of good guys once again. Jimmy Johnson escaped. Larson escaped. Kevin Harvick was pretty clean too, but a lot of guys were wrecked, and so it took out a good chunk of people. So we're gonna jump ahead to the next restart. Chase Elliott's pushing Denny Hamlin to the lead, and then Denny Hamlin gets out front. Oh wow, that's a big push. But he gets out front and he has the lead, and then he spins out. Apparently, I didn't hear it. So this race was so crazy, you just did not know what was going on. You didn't know who was who, who was lapped down, what problems people were having. This race was so crazy that you just didn't know what was going on. And so apparently, Denny Hamlin had a flat tire, and he told my nose is really itchy, by the way. I don't know why. But Denny Hamlin told his crew member that he said, "Hey, I had a flat tire. I don't know why he didn't come to pit road. I guess it's just it's a green, white, checkered restart. So like, let's just risk it." But I mean, he pretty much took out half the field again. Not really again, but he took out half the field. Jimmy Johnson's wrecked. Looks like Ryan Blaney's wrecked. A lot of good guys. A lot of great guys gets wrecked in this race. And once again, Denny Hamlin just had a flat tire, and for some reason that would be cool to just. And that's really dumb too, to be honest. I don't know why you would stay out there when you know you have a flat tire. Just come down pit road and try to go somewhere with fresher tires. So that caused that wreck. Chase Elliott did have a flat tire from that wreck. He saw it, or his crew members saw it. Drivers were telling him that he had a flat tire, and so he was smart enough to at least come to pit road. Which at this point there was only like 8 cars left in this race. Pretty crazy how there's only 8 cars left. We had started out with 18, and now we have 8, and it gets shrunk even more. So Chase Elliott has a flat tire. He saw it, so his crew member was like, "Hey, we have a flat tire. We're gonna have to come to pit road and fix it." So they do. Yada yada yada. Smart decision by him. Okay, and then Chase Elliott's pushing Larson to the lead with those fresh tires. Didn't have to start far, and then Chase Elliott pulls a really aggressive move. Jumps to the bottom, and Larson tries to pull a block on that and causes the wreck. Another wreck. Eric Jones is in it, Chase Elliott's in it, Larson's in it. Larson and Jones does keep on going and racing. Chase Elliott does go to the garage, ends his day off. So yeah, another wreck. This shrinks the field down to 5. So yeah, I mean, this was crazy. Crazy. So final restart. Pretty normal. Like I said, just a 5-6 car pack. Not really much happening. There was a really aggressive maneuvering going on, aggressive driving, big blocks, stuff like that. So I will say though, Ryan Newman and Austin Dillon did an awful job of protecting the lead and having them just duke it out for the win. If they would have stuck together and just bump draft, my nose is really itchy. If they would have stuck together and really bump draft, they probably would have had this race won. They had 2 of the cleanest cars throughout the race. Dang, I got everything in my eye. So yeah, and they ruined it. You see right here, Ryan Newman and Austin Dillon gets a pretty good run. They go back to the lead. And once again, the last lap, all they have to do is stick together, push each other. You win the race, or at least one of you two win the race. And you see right there, Denny Hamlin and Eric Jones is pushing each other. Hold on, I don't know why this video does that. But yeah, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones pushing each other. Denny Hamlin is a lot down, but everyone does not know that. No one apparently knows that. This race was so exciting that no one just knows what was going on. And apparently Jeff Gordon did not know. I'll get to that later in this video. But so yeah. So Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin pushes Eric Jones to the lead, his teammate. With him being a lap down, the best thing he could do is help his teammate win the race, which is great and all. That's awesome. But everyone thought, why is Denny Hamlin not making a move for the win? But he's a lap down. No one knows because no one ever said. So yeah. So Derek Jones wins the race, tore up race car, beat up, looks awful. Don't even know how he won the race. It was crazy. I was rooting for him though because I wanted to see a wrecked race car win this race. But it was crazy. So that race was really intense. And I want to go to the Jeff Gordon thing. So Jeff Gordon did not know Denny Hamlin was lapped down for some reason. They kept saying it over and over again that he was lapped down, and they kept bringing him up that he had a chance to still had a chance to win with him being 2 laps down, and he got one of his laps back. And when he got one of his laps back, someone was here. That's my point. But yeah, he got one of his laps back, and so they thought he had a chance to win, and they thought he got his honorary lap. And so Jeff Gordon did not know he was a lap down. And this fan tweeted to him saying, Jeff Gordon, you pretty much ruined the finish. You suck, pretty much. People are stupid. I'm just going to say that. Jeff Gordon, this is his third year doing this. And I will say, with our sport, especially at restrictor plate racing, it's so exciting. I mean, and people say that our sport is just cars going around in circles. It's really not. It's a lot of action going on. There's a lot of things going on. I say this, going to the race live is so much better because you can see all the action on the racetrack that you don't even know what's going on around the field because you have so much to look at and so much going on the racetrack. If you're on TV, you only get one specific view, and you kind of really can't see what's going on. And so Jeff Gordon was he's there at the racetrack commentating from watching it. I think they have a monitor on their TV, and they just commentate it from the TV that the guys with the cameras are shooting. But sometimes they would probably call the race from on the racetrack. So, but when you go to the race, there's so much going on. You just don't even you can't pay attention to everything on the racetrack. And when you're at the race, you can't necessarily get info unless you buy those headsets that you can interact with the not really interact, but you can listen in on a team's crew member. Now, Jeff Gordon is a broadcaster, and as a broadcaster, there's people that are going to tell you what's going on the racetrack and stuff like that to kind of give you info. I'm pretty sure he got that info. I mean, they did announce that Denny Hamlin was 2 laps down, and he got one of his laps back. But there's so much going on the racetrack, so much action. I mean, there was 3 wrecks. We had 3 overtime restarts. So much was going on. How is Jeff Gordon supposed to know Denny Hamlin was a lap down when there's 5 other guys racing for the win? You know, I mean, it's a crazy restart. You're trying to figure out where's where. So, I mean, you kind of have to give him slack because no one else, I watched the other YouTubers react on this finish, and no one else knew that Denny Hamlin was a lap down. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, if you look at our sport's pretty amazing because we have all these exciting action on the racetrack that we just don't know who's where. And then Jeff Gordon somehow gets criticized for showing his excitement that he doesn't pay attention to what's going on the racetrack, which is fine. I mean, a lot of people didn't know Denny Hamlin was a lap down. And so, I mean, it just goes to show that our sport's so amazing because we have so much action going on the racetrack that we can't all keep in all the info into our head all at once because we're freaking out. There's only 4. There's literally 5 cars in this race competing for the win. And so, I mean, you're trying to figure out, all right, well, Mike Joy, what do you think's going to happen next? Or how is this restart going to play out? Or who do you think is going to win this race? Who has the best shot? Because everyone in the field is literally have damaged cars besides Austin Dillon. All the other cars that were racing were damaged. And so they were trying to figure out who was going to win the race, who has the best shot. And so, I mean, it's just so much was going on, you just can't really tell. And so it makes our sport really great to watch those. Just so much was happening. And another thing, Brad Keselowski had an interview after he got at the care center. He was complaining about the drivers making dumb moves and being too aggressive and stuff like that. So when I watch these exhibition races like the All-Star race or the Daytona Clash race, I want to see guys give it online. I mean, and I still want to see these guys show a lot of passion on the racetrack and go for every win like it matters because every win does matter. You never know when you're going to win a race. again. So every race matters, and so when you go to these exhibition races like the All Star and the Clash, you're as an owner, you tell your driver like, hey, I mean, there's no points on the line. This car doesn't really matter now. Although these cars that these drivers were racing were their backup cars for the Daytona 500, which everyone has to go back to Charlotte or wherever they're located, their team shop, and they have to go back and get another car ready for their backup car just in case they wreck in the dual race on Thursday or in practice. So they have to do that now. But I mean, as an owner, you tell your driver like, hey, this race doesn't have no meaning to anything besides trophy and money. Now, I mean, your only goal and your only plan to do in this race is go get the trophy, bring back the steering wheel, or don't come back at all. Records are checkers. Every man for itself. So I like seeing the passion on the racetrack. I like seeing what just happened Sunday. I guess as David Reagan posted on Twitter, or someone did, that these drivers have no respect for the amount of money that goes into these race cars. I think these drivers realized what was going on. I'm pretty sure a lot of these, especially the older guys, know what it's like to build a race car and then go out and wreck it. I mean, they don't go out there and just wreck race cars because they think they make a lot of money. They can just go out there and do it. I'm pretty sure they're aware of the crew members and the guys back at the shop, all the work they put into these cars. But I just think that there's a lot of passion on the racetrack, which is great because a lot of guys don't want to lose. They want to win. Don't you guys ever have that feeling when you're playing basketball or football or baseball or whatever it is? You're gonna do whatever you can to win the game. So you hate losing, and especially in an exhibition race, nothing on the line. Just your owner's telling you, hey, we either be in victory lane or be in the garage. No one's gonna remember who finished second or third or fourth or fifth. So I think at the end of the day, I like seeing the passion in these drivers going for the win. That's what it's all about. It's not about a top 5 finish, top 10 finish like it would be in a regular season race. It's about going for the trophy and the money. So I respect the drivers racing their butts off for the win. That's what we need in our sport. A lot of passion. But obviously, Brad Keselowski was mad. He'll probably get over it by the end of the week. He'll understand why they would do it. Brad Keselowski has had problems at this track, or had a lot of. He's shown anger before at this track with a lot of blocks. A couple years ago, he was mad at Stenhouse for pulling a block on him, and then last year he actually wrecked. He wrecked William Byron in practice because he pulled a block on him. So Brad Keselowski does not. I think he's starting to come to knowing that restrictor plate racing has not been the best for him, and he's kind of tired of people pulling blocks, but it's not going to change. I think what we saw yesterday's race is going to be the Daytona 500 finish. I think we're going to see a lot of guys wreck. I think we're going to see guys show a lot of passion, especially with it being the Daytona 500. Guys are gonna want to go and win that race. It's a very prestigious race. It's one of the biggest races of the year. It makes your season a lot better, and it just adds to your resume. And so a lot of guys are going to go out and do everything they can to win it. I don't know if there's a clear favorite, especially after seeing what happened yesterday. I don't think there is a favorite. You can't really tell who's going to win. It's just going to come down to plain luck, who's standing last. So, like I said, I like what was going on. What was happening and the passion on the racetrack is just it's what we need in our sport, and it's really good. And it just shows for good excitement and gets a lot of fans into it. So yeah, I guess that's that for the Clash race. It was pretty exciting, dramatic finish, really fun, but had a good time watching it. So thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to the video, drop a comment down below on some type of videos you want me to watch, or not watch, but do. I'm thinking about doing more of these reaction to the race videos. Just the Cup Series. I don't think the Xfinity or Truck Series really need it unless something really big happens. But I think we're just going to stick to the Cup Series. But yeah, I'm doing some of that. I am going to get a Daytona 500 hype video made and get that done by Saturday, at least by Saturday. I hope. If I can't get it done, then it doesn't matter. I can get one ready for next year. But I mean, I gotta find footage to use. But yeah, we just we gotta. I kind of wanted to do a Daytona 500 hype video, which would be I thought that'd be really cool to do that. I gotta plan it out, all that stuff. So I get that done ready for within this week sometime. But yeah, once again, just drop a like, subscribe. That sounds weird to say. Drop a comment down below, like I said, on video ideas you want me to do. And thank you guys for supporting my channel. Really, I don't have much. Literally, I only have 3 subscribers. My NHL hockey video has 39 views, so I mean, we're making progress. But yet again, thanks for the video. Dang, my nose is itchy. This whole video has itched my nose, and it's so itchy. But yeah, once again, guys, just keep supporting my channel. And once again, like I said, give me some ideas on what you guys want to see, because it's what you guys want. So I can make you guys happy on the content that I'm going to give you. But yet again, guys, you guys have a great week, and enjoy life.